Hey, howdy. You know, I felt kind of bad because, again, I'm leaving for break tomorrow, so I may as well do one more YIIK session before my break. What? Okay, that's cool. Make the garlic spreadable like butter. Do I still have... I am still damaged. Okay, I'm about as well equipped as I can get, and I have a funny feeling that a boss is coming up. So let's just... I'll heal and make sure everything's set in stone. What the... What a weird thing. Actually, like, somewhat conscious game design? I'm slightly impressed. Some nice clean lemonade. Okay. Oh, I didn't even notice that before. You, like, step on the little mouse and it squeaks. I didn't notice. Again, like, this is the part of the game that's actually, like, decently cool and charming so far. And, like, the anime discussion was funny. Slowly but surely, this game is becoming moderately decent. A far cry from being actively distasteful to play, which is what it was before. I just hope no stop signs and no mimics. I'm just gonna start opening chests with Dolly because I don't trust this game to not jump scare me with a mimic again. Okay, who is this? Oh, new enemy. Very curious about this fine gentleman in the middle of my screen, damn it. Oh, 10. These are real enemies. Uh-oh. $36. Check out my sick beats. Wow. Couldn't hit Sheep Man. Apologies to those of you who are photosensitive. But I feel like you were going to hate this game anyway, given the title screen.
Michael!
At least this enemy is slow as hell, so whatever he's gonna do, he's going to attack last.
Gotcha.
Oh, shit. Eight damage off of a block is kind of ridiculous, I have to say. Oh god, don't tell me. I think I just realized what this thing is. This is like the stop man, or this is like the stop sign, but instead of dealing... I should have done a glamour shot. This is like the stop sign, but instead of inflicting stun, it inflicts sleep. I don't like that.
Michael!
I'm going to Bushido you, sir. Ah, shit. No! I didn't get to stun him.
Ow, that hurt.
That does do a lot.
This is for you.
It just... it was just Corey. Is that supposed to happen? I guess because he's guarding. Because he's doing the paladin thing. Okay, thankfully this guy does not seem as bad as the stop sign.
Good. Michael.
I think this kills it. What? Then again, maybe he never existed in the first place. Huh. You know what I should do? Is there a way to like... Oh god. Thanks, game. Thankfully it lets me destroy more than one at a time. Okay, now I'm going to leave and go back to the mine dungeon. I'm going to trust it's a fucking mimic. Of course it's a mimic. Piss off, game. That's gonna insta-kill. Yeah. Game, you can bite me. You can bite me, game. That's not cool. That is not cool at all. Okay, let me just... Alright, he gets... I don't even need to use... What's the point of giving me smelling salts? I'm going to trust that the game does not reset the puzzle when I leave the room, and I'm going to go to the mine dungeon and level up. Me when his face is screwed up. EP Strike. This does take so long, I have to say. Rory learned Talk. Interesting. Is that... I wonder if that's an attack down. Chuck item. I'm just doing a strength build as much as I... Yeah, Marlene. It still bugs me that it defaults to no, because why would I not encourage my friends to level up? There's no downside. There is no downside to having friends stronger than I am. Okay, it looks like it didn't reset the puzzle. Thankfully. That mimic is still over there, though. Doesn't seem like they move, but I wouldn't be surprised if just out of nowhere it starts moving. Because the game feels like inflicting pain on me. Yep, that's definitely the last switch. Please don't let that be a stop sign. Or whatever weird thing is worse than a stop sign here. I think that's the whole puzzle done. So let me check something. You're real funny, game. I'm glad I checked. See, there's a sense of with puzzle design like this, there's this sense of making sure that the person playing the game actually trusts you. Because if the person playing the game doesn't trust you, then they're not going to do stuff like that. It's like, oh, now there's just mimics now. So I'm not going to open chests straight away. I'm going to clear everything around them first, then use Dolly on them, and only if something's inside will I actually get the item. Otherwise, I'm just going to move on, because the mimics are way too dangerous to just be walking right into them. And you might say it would be kind of mean to put a... It would be kind of mean... There we go. It would be kind of mean to put a mimic right before what is probably a boss fight. I don't care. I don't trust this game. Ah, so it is linked to Sammy then. That's disturbing. Oh my god, wait, why is there no dialogue? Wait. Why is there no dialogue? Now I'm curious. Hello, creature from the trailer. From the title screen. I see you over there. Is it just singing Wonderwall at me? Interesting. Uh... This feels like super boss shit. Hang on. Ah, or maybe I am supposed to remove the cassette. Evil cassette, or I suppose haunted. Poor girl. Wait. Since when were we on this side quest to start with? Claudio was the one that found the story, and Alex had never heard it before. This game is still perplexing me in many different ways. Why is the dialogue just gone? That's such a weird thing. And now we're just back to the haha, happy fun music after that very emotional... Really? Another Mario flagpole, huh? So presumably it's either this house or a house up ahead is the house of Matt.
Hey man, it's great to see you! How you been?
Hey guys. Wow, did you get even more muscular, Claudio?
Yeah, this is voiced, so why was that whole section not voiced at all? Was that a new area? Or was that an area that was added more recently?
And Chandra, did you get even more beautiful? Always changing for the better, you two.
I brought my friends, Alex, Michael, and Rory with me. They wanted to check out your record collection and see if you could help them locate an album.
Friends of Claudio and Chandra are always friends of mine. Please, have a seat. I'll make some tea.
So my new friends here wanted to talk about some elusive record they can't seem to track down.
We've been looking for it for a while. We've been to literally like 10 record shops.
Alex, you've been to 4.
Claudio says you've got quite the collection.
I do indeed. So what sort of music interests young people these days?
This guy's voiced, so he's definitely going to tell Alex about how that record's gonna cause the apocalypse or something.
Hair metal, power metal, speed metal, metallic metal, pop punk thrash metal?
I mean, I'm not really into metal. I mean, it's cool.
That's more of Vella's thing, I think, with the eyeliner and choker.
Who is this enchanting young woman? Is she here as well?
No, she isn't here. She threw a hissy fit when she found out we were looking for this record.
Jerk.
Hissy fit. Do people even say that?
Only Alex does.
I don't believe they do. So what sort of music are you into, Alex?
Oh, usually down-tempo stuff with trumpets, acoustic guitars, bells, toy pianos, and female vocalists singing sexually ambiguous lyrics.
Interesting.
I don't think I have anything like that. Perhaps you noticed my collection of guitars?
Oh, it's... right. He only has rock.
Yeah, I think I saw it on the way in. Do you play?
I do.
Mark here made his fortune playing music. Well, before he became a world traveler, Mark sponsored the Bring Him Home concert for my cousin who fought in the Gulf War.
Just ask him about the freaking record.
That was
Swear to
long
God.
before you could even walk. Hell, I was a kid then.
The power of metal unites all.
I mean, this guy's pleasant enough.
You see, heavy metal is the oral manifestation of all things good and powerful in the world. It contains the perfect positive energies to dispel hate, racism, sexism, poverty.
I don't know about poverty, but
With the power of
Whatever.
the metal gods channeling through my guitar strings, I was able to bring peace and prosperity to the Middle East.
Well, he got our cousin home.
Yeah, I did. Okay, I got ahead of myself. I brought peace to one family whose son had been taken captive. It's a harrowing tale filled with adventure and intrigue.
Yeah, I don't know if we really have time for that. And besides, like I said, I'm not really all that into metal. With all the
Rude.
bad fashions and teased hair, it's also 80s.
and you're a 90s guy? Oh, who am I kidding? Of course you are.
This is the 90s. We're moving forward. Our music is about things.
Yeah, I'm gonna pretend that you don't mean to imply that heavy metal can't be about things. Clearly, you've never heard the soaring scream of the guitar paired in perfect counterpoint to an orchestra, accompanied by the sound of 1,000,000,000,000 angels. You, my dear boy, must listen to my greatest hit, Murder Run and Melancholy.
Oops.
It's a lot less depressing than it sounds. All of Mark's music is like that. He has albums and albums filled with skeletons and decaying corpses. But somehow he manages to make music that speaks to the soul.
I don't know why. Rory and Chandra, they both have good voice acting, but their voice acting is so quiet.
Like Scene of Decay, The Stone, Part 9. The first few songs of that album are really beautiful, Alex. Disfigured by Eliga's on High Altar of Honor. That is my personal favorite. I used to hula hoop to it all the time.
Right, I forgot her. One of her character traits is she likes hula hoops.
One of Mark's tracks was featured in some pretty great animes.
And Claudio's character trait is anime.
Dragon of Thy Delusion and Powered by Delirium were featured in my second favorite anime, Panic Control.
Yeah, okay, enough about this topic. Can you tell me about this tea we're drinking?
Just ask him about the record, for Pete's sake.
This here is something I only bring out when friends are over. It's called Da Hong Pao. It's a world-famous tea, exceptionally rare and difficult to come by. The bushes that produce this tea are reportedly over 1,000 years old. Make sure you don't spill a drop. This is very special tea.
Where did you get this? It's amazing.
Yeah, it is amazing, right? I can't explain to you in detail how all these circumstances are related. It would be a very long and very complicated story.
I'm just rolling my eyes because God knows this game wants to go on a long and complicated story about how this guy got his tea.
And I mean no disrespect to you when I say this. It would be virtually impossible for you at this stage, young man, to understand. Now, you are, of course, in no way responsible for this, but I'll do my best to
Oh
explain
God,
the
I
circumstances by
I
which
said that as a
you
joke.
possess this
Don't actually go on a 30-minute discussion about how you got these leaves.
In my youth, I was something of a traveler. I lived for journeying and discovery. I had a partner, a very good man, who became ill in his mid-30s. At the time, I considered myself to be very worldly. I lived for the dirt under my feet, but I also did not believe in the supernatural in any form. Alas, my partner came down with a severe stomach cancer that began to claim his life. He was a spiritual man, one might say, and he believed in miracles. His faith and his failing body led to the ending of our friendship.
Now what the hell does that mean? His faith and his failing body led to the ending of our friendship. Didn't you say he was your freaking partner?
He left for India and
Oh, I
stayed
see.
back in Arizona, where I'd built a life for myself in between trips. He was gone for many weeks when I received a letter from him. The letter was scribbled in the handwriting of a dying man. It featured coordinates that, upon further inspection in an atlas, proved to be in the mountains of India. So, I began my journey. After many days of travel, I arrived at the summit of Mount Kangchenjunga. I paid a local village boy to guide me to the location. At the top, I found my friend. My friend who only a few weeks ago had been on the brink of death, had been cured through the power of water. The water boiled in the particular style of pots created by the Dharabeta yogis is said to have amazing healing powers. Now, when my friend had regained his strength tenfold, I was in shock. I longed to take a sample of this drink back to an American laboratory where it would be tested and ultimately turned into a cure. But I was told that the last bush bearing the tea had burned up in a forest fire. Naturally, I demanded proof.
How long is this freaking discussion?
There was no evidence that any such fire ever occurred. Angered, furious, on the point of striking the yogis, my friend had to take me away. Together, we explored the mountainside for the remainder of the week. Now, despite my anger that they would not let me test the tea, everything had been incredibly happy. In India, soon a storm came. The storm was so bad, I feared it would wipe away the mountain, and I'd be stuck in a landslide.
I am this close to mashing through dialogue because, oh my god.
This is where things became interesting. My friend was able to break away at the rocks, binding my feet with his bare hands. He had expelled the disease from his body and achieved a new strength. I believe I would have died on that mountain had it not been for him. I hold true to the fact that he survived his cancer so he could save me.
It's a bit of a stretch, but
When
seems
we
like a cool
returned,
story.
The Yogi Hermit had left his camp, but he left behind the pot he created to cure my friend's cancer and a container of this tea.
Wow. That's a fascinating story, man. Really, this is an amazing cup of tea.
Yeah. You know, it's valued at $3,000 an ounce. So, what did you kids come for? How can I help you?
Oh, my friend Alex here is looking for a record. It's called Mystical Ultima LP Legend.
Music stops.
That name. It sounds so familiar. How did you find out about this mystical LP?
I found the jacket. Here, I have it with me.
Ah, yes. The Mystical Ultima LP Legend by Vella Wild.
How the Alex, how did you not notice this this entire time that we've been looking for the record?
Did you say Vella Wild?
You literally have the jacket with you, and you have been showing it to people for the past, day and a half. You have been showing people this record, and you didn't see the part where it says by Vella Wild.
Yeah.
Really?
Didn't you know this already? It's on the cover. Did you even read it?
Suddenly, everything made sense. Well, at least a little bit of sense. Vella, the guitar, her ability to fight with sound. Clearly, she was the musician, the creator of this record. How stupid I had been. I told her about the record, and she must have assumed I read the title closely. Vella Wild. Probably a stage name.
No, you dumbass. It's because she's a world traveler in multiple senses of the word. And there's some crazy musical mumbo jumbo in that record that's gonna destroy the world if you decide to play it.
Did I say something wrong? You kind of stopped talking for a while and looked all deep and...
He does that
I
often.
just realized something.
Yeah, the mind is like that. You keep many things hidden away, and they come out when they're the most needed. Did you ever consider that this record might be locked away inside your mind?
Okay, two things. One, how do you know that? Or what? How are you coming to that conclusion? And two, does this mean I'm going to have to go to the bottom of the goddamn mine dungeon for this?
The mind of this wild character.
Okay, good.
Damn. So you don't have it?
No, how could I? It hasn't come out yet.
What?
Check the date on the back of it. See the sticker? Do not sell until January 1st, 2000.
No wonder the game didn't show me like a JPEG of the album cover. It would have spoiled half the plot.
Since I'm not a time traveler, well, at least in this life, I couldn't possibly have this record. You kids should pay closer attention to your record jackets. They have lots of useful information on them.
Thanks a lot, Mark. I know where to find this record now.
What? You do? How?
I'll explain some stuff when we get outside.
Oh, come on, take him with us.
Claudio, Chandra, there's some things I want to let you in on, especially since you've been so kind to me since we've met. Okay, a lot of this is going to sound out there, and I know that. So listen to the sincerity in my voice, and not so much the absurdity of the words I'm going to say.
Hey, that sounded pretty deep.
Shut up, Michael. You're our corroborator here.
Oh, sorry, man. Go on.
not entirely sure of what's going on myself, so some of the parts might seem a little hazy. Okay, here it goes. When I arrived home from college earlier this year, I met Sammy Park. I had followed a cat into an old factory and I found her there. She was alive and well. A bit odd, but pretty great, to be honest. I tried to help her get out of the building. Some beings known as soul survivors appeared and took her away. I later met a woman named Vella, who told us that the soul survivors are beings from another reality, one like our own. She said that these beings have surrendered the right to their physical form in favor of a spiritual one. With this power, they could move within the soul space, which is the space in between realities. Then we met Rory, and Rory had recently lost his sister and encountered a soul survivor himself. Then I found out that one of these beings was living with me. I chased it out of my house and then into a radio tower. At that radio tower, it asked me to play this record, to broadcast it. So that's why I've been looking for it. Okay, that's fair. I didn't expect you to believe me.
Rory, you lost your sister? I'm sorry to hear that, man.
Yeah, thanks.
Losing a sibling is a terrible burden on any person. Let us know if you need anything.
Yeah, what's going on here?
Have you not seen the missing poster in every single one of the record stores, dude?
We've lost someone before. You know what it's like. Maybe that's what drew me to the Sammy Park case.
What do you mean, maybe? That's exactly why. He said something to that effect earlier.
I see. What about the soul survivors and all that?
Let's say we've had experience with the supernatural before.
I had a kid brother, you know. He went missing in 1985. Got on his bike one day to go to our neighbors. 7 houses up the street. And he just vanished. Never came back. We looked for him for months. Dad never stopped. Still hands out flyers at the grocery store every Sunday. He even got an artist to draw him aged.
Were there ever any leads or anything?
No one really ever investigated it. Sure, they looked around for him. And for a week they had a task force. They had one guy they suspected. But every lead fell through.
You act like they even tried. A 4-year-old black kid goes missing in a shit neighborhood, and you think they really tried?
Yeah, it's complicated, Alex.
I don't remember this being on the news or anything, and you're from Windtown, right? That's like an hour outside of Frankton. How the hell did this get national coverage?
Isn't it obvious, man? Same reason no one gives a shit about Sammy Park.
I'm sure if Aaron had been a beautiful white woman, everyone would have cared that he vanished. Everyone would have had a candlelight vigil and a moment of silence. But that's just not how these things work. And you know what's funny? My dad is a lawyer, and my mom was an assistant to the governor. It's not like we were shit no one people, you know? It just wasn't news or whatever they told us.
Alex, don't you think Sammy's parents tried to get some attention for their daughter's disappearance? It's not that easy. Those people you see on TV are people who can make a great story for the press. That's just the way it works.
I don't think I ever gave it any thought.
Yeah, man. That's just how they get away with it. People like you don't think about it. And people like us, it's all we ever get to think about. Where our kid brothers went.
Don't you think it's weird that a young woman goes missing in your town and only people talking about it are some weirdo kids on the internet? And they aren't really talking about it for awareness. You guys get off on it in a way, don't you?
Chill.
Some
Jesus.
fantasy about being the white knight swooping in and saving the exotic Korean girl.
Okay, you know what? I respect the self-awareness, if nothing else.
Easy now. Okay. Let's go find this record. Where do we do that again?
You guys are coming along? Awesome! Back to Frankton. We need to speak with Vella, the girl who made this album.
That is going to be a little bit hard.
I hate to admit it, but sometimes I just wish we could let him go. My younger brother, you know? Not a day goes by where I don't think about him. And you know what's really funny? I don't even remember what he looks like. We have a few old photos, but most of them he just looks like every other kid to me. Round-faced, happy, playing video games, or falling off a bike.
You don't remember anything about him?
No, I don't think so. I think I only remember what people tell me about him. And you know what's funny? He was my twin brother. I was a minute older than him. Claudio still gets frustrated with me sometimes. You're his twin, can't you feel him out there? Or don't you have special twin powers that let you know if he's in pain? I don't believe in that stuff. Well, not usually. Sometimes I do. It's in those moments that I really do think he isn't out there anymore. If there was a connection, I'd feel something. And since there is nothing there, he must be gone. Sometimes people just vanish. They are there one moment and gone the next. Bad people take them, they fall into sewers. But life has to move on. It's harder for my parents, I think, since they made him and whatever. But Claudio, I don't think he'll ever move on. It's all he thinks about. And finding this Sammy Pat girl, this obsession you brought onto him, this shit isn't fair. He had one dead kid to worry about never finding, and now you gave him another.
Cheery, happy music while you realize everything is going wrong. I mean, she's out of line, but I do feel bad for Claudio and for the both of them. 37 minutes. Every time I look at the clock expecting to be at ease, but it just makes me sad. We're only 37 minutes into this. I reckon half of that time was just listening to Mark tell his long story about... I don't even know what at this point. It was getting tea, I think. Huh. What are these? Spooky ghost chests? God, I hate that camera angle. God, we're gonna have to go all the way back to freaking Frankton for this. Okay, it's not that bad. At least I've... Well... Yeah, so it's not that bad. I just have to go back to Frankton, I have to talk to Vella. There's probably some dialogue where she talks about how, oh, I never want to, I'm not gonna do it, blah 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 blah. She eventually is convinced and we go to the mall. Aww. What? What?
I asked the others to stay back while I spoke with Vella as I walked across the chewing gum and popcorn-covered floor. I imagined what the title of my quest would be if my life was a video game.
Really? Why do all the insufferable conversations have to happen in here?
Quickly, it was becoming Apology Quest, or Legend of Please Forgive Me. I wondered how many other people I'd have to say I'm sorry to before I found Sammy. But that's even where life was taking me. Lately, Sammy wasn't at the forefront of my thoughts. I wanted to find her, and I really wanted her to be safe.
Yeah, you still gotta find a job, tough guy.
But the more time that passed between meeting her and thinking about her, she became less real. More of a concept, more of a mythical being that only existed in my mind. and the mind of the internet.
Yeah, a magical unicorn that you need to spend time to find that definitely isn't based on a real person, and thus comes across as extremely, extremely tasteless.
Oh, hey. What's up?
I came here to say I'm sorry. In my infinite arrogance and constant thinking of myself, I didn't look at the record properly. I had no idea you created it. I had no idea it would upset you. So basically, if you'll still be my friend, I'd very much like that.
Okay. I accept.
Vella slowly trying to defuse the situation, knowing that she may or may not cause the end of the world.
Okay, great. I expected to do more begging.
Don't push your luck. Just let it go. Who are... Oh, Michael! Rory! New friends? Hey, new friends!
It was easier than I expected. Now, to convince her about getting the record.
she was on Chipped again, and we just...
And talked about everything
I swear to God.
At this point.
Though that does come to mind, Vella presumably has the ability to just pass through reality as she wishes, right? Provided she doesn't mind getting caught up with soul survivors here and there. Why does she need to work? Surely there's some way for her to make enough money that she doesn't have to.
I told her about their brother. Rory talked about his sister. Michael talked about his college fears. And I just listened. I never expected to find such an amazing group of friends so close to home. It was a great feeling. And now came the tricky part. To ask her to go inside of the mind dungeon with me and look for the record. Vella, can I ask you a personal question?
That is a bad way to phrase it, but whatever.
I suppose.
So, I was wondering if you could tell us about the record. The one you made.
What's there to tell? In my previous reality, I made a record. Pretty simple.
Can you tell us why a record jacket from the album you made in another reality that was set to be released next year was found in this reality?
I have no idea. You do realize I left that reality behind intentionally, right? There are reasons I wanted to escape.
Well, you haven't told us them yet.
Yeah, no, I get it. Just, I wonder if it's somehow linked to everything going on.
I'm telling you, Alex, you're looking for puzzle pieces where there is no puzzle. You're talking like there is some cosmic plan here. What exactly do you think is going on here?
It's just... It's all so weird. Sammy disappearing, me meeting you, then Rory, Chandra and Claudio, we're all linked.
Fine. If it will make you stop sulking, I'll go with you into the mind dungeon. I'd like to know why my record is here myself.
I'm a little confused here, guys.
Rory is just sitting here like, what? Guys, what the fuck is a mind dungeon?
How the hell does Alex know the record is in your mind dungeon?
Because I know she's trying not to think about it. And the things we try not to think about always end up on our minds.
That seems like more of a stretch than the link between Sammy and the record to me. But sure, if I've got nothing else to do, let's get inside Bella's head.
Okay, just keep your hands to yourself while we're in there, boys. It's creepy enough letting one person in my mind.
Oh god, I'm terrified, personally. Terrified and a little bit intrigued. Oh, there's just an option to go to Vella's mind dungeon now. I was expecting it to just be go to mine. Alright, what nonsense? Oh shit, this is actually pretty cool. Again, the question comes to mind of why did the game take so long to show us this kind of shit? Because this is actually fairly cool. I've always been a fan of Psychonauts. And this is, I mean, this is just worse Psychonauts to a certain extent. Great, so I have to fight all the band members. Oh, you're a real funny game. I wonder what this is referencing. You are hilarious, game. Poke flute. Again, I would appreciate this a lot more if the game wasn't constantly doing the oh, it's a video game. Just that this game's writing oscillates between. Yeah. This game's dialogue oscillates between being kind of cool and being completely insufferable, and it just bounces back and forth. A battle axe? You don't say. Oh, wait, there's a save booth here. But it bugs me. They're... Great. This is either one of the members of the band, or if... What? Oh. And just again, why did the game take so long to give me cool moves and cool basically everything?
Check out my sick video.
Like, this is actually decently charming. But why did it take so long to get to this point? Why was the game so dedicated to being so far inside its own mind and so far up its own ass?
Ow, that hurt.
Look out for number 1.
Okay, this seems strong, but it also costs 12. So maybe I don't do that.
Ah! Cheap man.
Oh. Oh, thank God, that's also percentage based. Okay, thanks.
Look out for number 1.
I'm gonna try the big damage to one enemy and see how it works. Oh! Oh, it's this. I see. And it's a miss, okay. Because I did the action command wrong.
Cheap man.
Again, why did it take so long? Why did it take so long to get to the point where the game was actually decent? And even then, this game still has problems. Like the premise of it all, and the premise of it all is still very questionable. And the dialogue is extremely long-winded at best and abrasive, and horribly abrasive at worst.
Vella!
It's such mixed emotions, really. You know what it feels like? More than anything, it feels like this game was made by just a few people. And there was no quality control. So some of this game is really good and charming. Some of this game is horribly insufferable. And there's no filter. It's just, it bounces back and forth between being actually a pretty good indie RPG and being just complete drivel that I want to run away from screaming, and there's no...
Ow, that hurt!
There's no medium where it's like, fine, but I wouldn't play it super often. It just rocks back and forth like a sinking ship. Like, this is actually kind of cool. What? Find me something to calm down? I guess I wander around the rest of the area aimlessly until I find something that works. Oh god, there's a lot of doors. Wait, no. I move you with the pokey flute, I'm assuming. Yeah, there's definitely something in here. Oh, good lord. Stop. This is really rough. Reduced 15!
Check out my sick.
Vella!
the margin for error is so fucked. If I miss a single one of those action commands, a person of my choosing is going to be stunned and take a shit ton of damage. I think I prioritize the stop signs. And now I kind of just have to pray to God that I get Vella's action command right on the first try, and I don't completely beef it. Because otherwise, this fight is going to go very wrong. I have Healing Song on Vella, but I'm about to use all of her
Michael!
PP. Oh, damage to everyone. Real.
Cover your ears.
Seriously? Seriously? So it gave me the idea like, oh, it's going to be Pong, and then it does the goofiest non-Pong physics that I've ever seen. That's great. That's definitely what I was expecting. No. Wow. Rory's just built different. Fuck it, I'm just going for defense. No? Okay, he only blocks once. Once per person. Okay, thank God. We're down to just one obnoxious enemy.
Look out for number 1.
I was planning on stopping kind of soon, but I will go until the end of this fight, however long that ends up taking.
Stop.
I think I see I see a lion here. Now that I have Vella back, I can actually use Healing Song again.
Look out for number 1.
This move is just as ridiculous as I remember it. A minimum, I feel like it's a minimum of 4 more turns, which, that is just an awful feeling. I'm fully aware that these are meant to be, like, later game enemies, but come on, why do they have so much health? They have tons of health, and they do these really long attacks. They're not very punishing, but oh my god. Great. This is just...
Michael!
The problem that keeps coming to mind is why would you wait so long to show off these mechanics in a way that's engaging? Like, the time energy comes to mind. Time energy is genuinely kind of a cool mechanic in this context. Why would you wait until the mine dungeon, which is probably like 2 hours into the game, at minimum, before you show off this cool mechanic? Why? I'm surprised that hit. Oh! 51! Actual damage from an attack! Cool beans! Finally, may I add. Alright. So there's something here that presumably... Yeah, it's some abstract representation of Vella's life. I get the shtick. Oh. Well, why the fuck are you here?
What are you making today? Making some soup for dinner?
Oh my god, it's Everhood. We're building a door. Again, this is actually decently engaging. I don't like the direction it's going so far. What the hell was that? I think that was a waitress on rollerblades, if I saw that correctly. But again, it's like, why wait this long? Whatever. I guess we stop here. And then next time, which I suppose is going to be after winter break, we'll continue. This is genuinely kind of interesting. I can't wait for the game to find new ways to disappoint me, because it sure is. It found ways today, it found ways yesterday, it seems to find ways every single time. But that's all I got for now. Thanks so much for watching.